Andrew Sun says it sounded like Ricardo Lassa was saying he knew of evidence Monty is a pedophile. Last stream, not smart. No, I said that I have reason to believe, a reasonable belief based on things he has said and done. That's not smart. What are you talking about? Do you have any idea how defamation of a public figure works? Do you realize a Montagraph? I have no reason to believe that his online reputation that's existed for a decade is wrong. He's never given me any reason. He just said, no, Nick, you can't believe you said it. Well, you can't believe that anybody said it for 10 straight years, but they all said it. You've never provided me a reason to not believe it. So, okay. I just marvel at this shit. Let's see. Nick loves free speech. Says, Nick, do you think Mark Randazzo would fight for Montagraph's freedom of speech to make fun of you until you lie about him? I have never sued Montagraph nor asked him to stop talking about me. All I've ever said about Montagraph is he's an unhinged retard who probably likes sucking little cock based on 10 years of history, based on his own responses, based on the entire internet calling him a pedophile, based on his snuff films, which are intended to convey a minor being sexually and physically assaulted by an anti-hero protagonist who holds a camera. The Umbrella Man or whatever. Not to be confused with the Umbrella Guy. The Umbrella Tug is my dude. The Umbrella Man is a weird fictional character created by Montagraph, whose job is to torture the presumably underage character of an overage actress. Like, that's all admitted. But the scene is so disturbing that it bothers people because they wonder how old the actress is. They wonder how old the character is. And obscenity is not limited to the actors and actresses' age. You cannot present as a specific minor in some of these productions. So we go, what is he? Who is he? Is he representing that he's someone else? Is this person becoming a knowable actual person in their character? What's going on? Do we need to investigate further? Do we need to just arrest this weirdo? I looked at Montagraph's cases in the commentary and they go, wait, people called you like a pedophile and a child molester and you sued him and you lost. Is that because you are? I don't know. Probably. But I don't need to lie about it. There's plenty of internet around here that I can go, yeah, this guy's a fuck up. This guy's weird. I can come to my opinion that this guy probably is gross. Maybe wants to touch kids. Maybe wants to suck little cocks. Maybe he's just a pedophile straight out. I don't know. But I've got no reason to disbelieve it. And I've got over a decade of history that says, yeah, actually, though. And I go, holy fuck, this guy's weird. And then he's sitting there talking about killing me in a parking lot. Fuck that guy. What duty do I owe him? What duty is it that I owe him that I failed in? I can't think of anything. But yeah, Mark Randazzo would absolutely defend Montagraph's right to make fun of me. Here's the kicker. If Montagraph made fun of me, called me a bunch of crazy shit or whatever, he wanted to hire a defamation lawyer against me, I'd hire me, you dumb bag. I'll defend you. Like, Montagraph gets to say, I've never tried to stop Montagraph from saying what he wants. The one opposed to free speech is Montagraph. He created all kinds of memes. Montagraph literally said he would come to my local gas station while I'm pumping gas and police aren't there and self-defense me before I could call the police. That's what Montagraph said. Like, that's there. Go check the drummer video on it. I'm not the only person that Montagraph didn't death threat or whatever. He talks over and over about going to the places where people are. He talks about knowing where they are, about causing them problems and consternation that result in financial conflict. He talks about all of those things. He says, we're going to come down there. We're going to ruin you. We're going to kill you before the police get there. And you're like, you're going to kill me before the police get there. Not if my right leg works and I kick you in the fucking dick until you die, you pussy. Like, he says these things, and then you go, what are you, some kind of pedophile? I kind of look like an underage, like my butt's little. Montagraph's like, that's what I like. I like that little butt on a big man. I like that tall man with a little butt that looks underage. That's Montagraph right there. Direct, 100% unironic quote. There's no sarcasm or satire here. Montagraph 100% said, Nikki, when I look at that booty on your buttocks, all I see is an underage buttocks I want to rape. That's what Montagraph said. Direct quote from him, unironic, no jokes or anything else. Definitely said that. Go back to the tape. It was on a March 14th or whatever. March 14th, Montagraph said that on my show, 100%. There's no lying or exaggeration or satire or anything else here. It's literally just Montagraph saying he wants to fuck my ass because it looks like an underage ass. That's what he said. I don't know. Guy's weird. He's room temperature shrimp. He talks about chicken deliveries from semi trucks, which may be code words for he's a. I'm not sure, but that's who he is. He's a weirdo. But I've never backed down from what I said about Montagraph. There's plenty of internet to back it up. I've no reason to disbelieve it. I didn't at the time I said it, and I certainly don't now. It's amazing. If Montagraph thought I should disbelieve what I said, all he has to do, maybe, all he has to do is try and convince me that what I said was wrong or a lie or maybe a misrepresentation. I go, yeah, sure. Like, you want me to retract it? Okay. He never has. He's never said, oh, well, here, I'll provide you the reason that it's wrong. He says, take it down. I don't like that you said I want to fuck little kids. Monty, why don't you just tell me why you don't want to fuck little kids anymore or whatever? Okay, here we go. Nick loves free peach says, Nick, do you still think Montagraph is a child molester who should be shot? Yeah, sure. He's never given me reason to think that he's not. Thinking someone should be shot, by the way, is not a threat. Should be shot? I don't want anybody to shoot someone, but should they be shot? Sure. Tons of people. Do you think Montagraph is a pedophile who should be shot? Has he given me any reason to believe otherwise? No. None. So it's amazing because, like, you'd think, like, you're like, actually, like, if we're going to go to trial, I want to show you the evidence that I'm not this thing that you say. Here's this and this and this. Will you please retract? Will you please take back your statements? Take it down. Let's be amicable. Maybe give me some compensation. Never done it. Never done it. Why? I don't know. You draw your own conclusion. Do you still think because someone said it that it allows you to say it? Okay, here's the thing. Here's how defamation works. It's not that someone says it, therefore it allows you to say it. It's that you have a reasonable belief that what you're saying is not false. It's not that someone said Montagraph is a pedophile. It's that a lot of people suggested Montagraph is a pedophile. Montagraph has not sufficiently countered that he's a pedophile. And when confronted by the fact that his photography business took pictures of underage nude models, he didn't say no. He said, do you understand there's a parental consent form? Which implies that there's at least one underage nude model photographed by Montagraph. How many underage nude models have you guys photographed? For me, the number is a big fat 0. Confident in that. Photographers out there, I'm guessing most of you, many of you, maybe even all of you are like, yeah, I've never photographed a naked child. You know who has, apparently? Or, well, I don't know. Montagraph pussyfoots around the issue. They're like, oh, you photograph naked kids. They're like, listen, you see the line on that sign? The line on that sign says parental guardian consent. If you're in this state, you get parental guardian consent and you can photograph all the naked kids you want. I'm like, Montagraph, that's not better. I wasn't making a legal statement. I was making you're a fucking gross weirdo statement. You're a danger to children statement, Monty. Oh, he's using a legal term. Nope. Nick Loves Free Peach says, Nick, if my lawyer knew you bragged about buying $100,000 plus car, would he miss out on the opportunity to sue you? Especially you doing defamation. Pay the law fees. I don't have any law fees to anybody's lawyer but mine. But do you think someone who's accused of a civil infraction is not allowed to spend their money? Do you understand how against the Constitution that would be? Nick Loves Free Peach. Nick, you claim all that you say is true. No, I believe it to be true because of what others have said it. What is your evidence that Montagraph is a child molester? You don't understand defamation. Montagraph has to prove I'm lying, that I'm acting with knowledge of a falsity. I have no knowledge of the falsity, but I do have reason to believe that the guy's a child molester based on 10 years of people calling him a child molester, based on his own statements, based on him saying, when confronted by the fact that he photographed naked children, he's like, but their parents consented to it. That's not acceptable to me. Like a child molester can grab a camera like a Canon EOS Rebel or whatever, and be like, I want to photograph naked kids. And their parents are like, yes, we accept. He's like, that's not child. No, that's still child porn. Don't do that. It's still exploitative. It's still offensive. It's still abusive. Nick Loves Free Peach. Stop lying. I haven't lied about any. What do you think I'm lying about? Especially in regards to Montagraph. You said Montagraph is a child molester. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. All of the quotes are in the complaint. I've never denied them. This is a weird tactic that Montagraph and his lawyers are employing. My tactic is simple. Everything I've said, I've admitted to. He said, yeah, it's in videos. What am I going to do? Deny it? Oh, I didn't say it. It's public. It's in videos. I'm not saying this shit behind closed doors. I'm saying it brazenly in public. You know why? Don't have reason to disbelieve it at all. So I say the thing in public, and he's like, that's defamation. I'm like, okay, prove that I don't have any reason to believe that it is true. He's like, but I said no. I don't care what Montagraph's a dishonest person. Montagraph's a liar. Montagraph's a conspiracy theorist. He's been caught over and over fabricating and manufacturing things. What credibility does he have? Why should I believe him? Or I see other people who go, holy shit, this Montagraph video kind of looks like a terrorism thing. It kind of looks like a moneymaker. It kind of looks like someone is exchanging the product for money. And Montagraph is a product. He's trying to get money. Kind of looks like that. Money has never, ever countered any of this. He's just said, how dare you say it? I know you mix it with calling him a pedophile, which is a protected free speech. Actually, I'm not sure that pedophile and child molester are distinguishable in Minnesota. They're both opinions, but they're both protected opinions. If I said that Montagraph molested a specific child at a specific date and time, I would have to then show why I believe that. By saying Montagraph's a pedophile and child molester, why would I not believe that? He's lost lawsuits based on being called that. Nick Loves Free Peach says, cool story. You're still the law pope who has no clue to not call someone a child molester. You can teach the Constitution to kids. Yeah, I teach them something very specific. Defamation is not protected speech because defamation infringes on the rights of others. Defamation is an untruth that is knowing to some requisite degree of fault. If you're not a public figure, negligent standard. If you are a public figure like Montagraph, like the judge in my case said Montagraph is a public figure. If you're a public figure, then the standard of proof you have to come to is higher than just preponderance of the evidence. Sorry. You have to have actual malice. You have to prove that I know Montagraph doesn't f- kids. I've never seen Montagraph not f- kids. Do you guys know that? Never in my life have I looked at Montagraph and gone, he's not f- kids right now. I have no reason to believe that Montagraph is not kids at any moment. None. Zero. First of all, again, in these weird lawsuit procedures, Montagraph's lawyer has never sent me a single thing that says, hey, will you retract your statement? My client isn't kids. That's weird. And I go, okay, well, every time I see Montagraph, I have no idea. He doesn't seem to not be kids. Montagraph said to TJ Maxx, doesn't look like he's not kids. Montagraph goes into a McDonald's place. I haven't actually seen that video, but hypothetically, he's usually at a Long John Silver's eating room temperature. Montagraph is in a weird white-walled room talking to random truckers about code word chicken breast deliveries, which has to do with child trafficking, apparently, eating room temperature shrimp. And he's talking about something. I don't know if Montagraph's a kid or not right there, but he's not. He hasn't shown me that he's not fucking, or that he's not a kid. He's never shown me that. And then I go, wait, Montagraph, when confronted on his Montagraphy business, and people are like, hey, it's weird that you take pictures of naked kids. He's like, there's parental consent. Have you seen the form? The form has parental consent. Do you even know what parental consent means? I'm like, bro, you know what the answer is to, like, why haven't you said you don't take pictures of naked kids? You go, I meant to. I don't take pictures of naked kids. That's how you do it. You go, actually, yeah, that's a misunderstanding. I don't take pictures of naked kids. I don't know where these people got this weird idea. That's how you handle that. What did Montagraph choose to do? Hey, you can't call me out for taking pictures of naked kids. I got these parental consent forms. I'm like, Monty, that's not good. Like, pedophiles with permission are still pedophiles. That's weird. But that's the saga of Montagraph. Always a fucking questionable answer. Always a fucking weird statement. Always a group of people going, this guy kind of looks like a sus weirdo who really wants Ash Ketchum from Pokemon to never catch him again, except to catch these nuts. Nick loves Free Peach. You can't be this evil and a bad lawyer. Oh, watch me. You did defamation per se. Look, all defamation per se does is it fulfills one of the 5 elements of defamation. Defamation per se presumes that an otherwise defamatory statement does sufficient damage that you don't have to prove it, because it's hard to prove specific damages in defamation cases sometimes. Defamation per se does not fulfill the 5 elements of defamation. It fulfills one of the 5 elements. It's 20%. You got 80% to go. You still have to prove that the defendant said the statement, that the statement was false. You don't have to prove that the statement and its falsity caused damage. You do have to eventually prove the amount of damages the statement caused. And then finally, you have to prove that the statement was made with the requisite level of fault. Just because it's defamation per se does not mean it was made with negligence or with actual malice. This should be obvious, because if you say something that is true but derogatory, it could cause harm against someone. But defamation per se wiped out the necessity of showing there was a requisite level of fault. For example, like, all you have to prove is the amount. Then you have a system that punishes people or animals or whatever that don't get a fair shake, which is silly. You go, oh, well, they said it's per se defamation, therefore we satisfy all 5 elements of defamation. No, you don't. Not at all. Defamation per se satisfies the one element. You don't have to prove damages under per se defamation because it's hard to prove. And they're recognizing that simply because you cannot show if it's $30,000 or $40,000 doesn't mean you're barred from bringing suit. You're able to bring suit. You can bring your big titty waifu to lay down or whatever. You can say she's broken, she's damaged. This costs way more than $40,000. You can prove it to the court. How do you link it to the defamation? That's how you do it. But just because defamation per se exists, people get this mixed up all the time. That does not go past an anti-slap. It does not go past a motion to dismiss. It does not do anything other than say you don't have to prove that damages occurred for this case, because we presume the damages from the lie and the subject matter. All you have to do is when you win, if you win a defamation per se case, when you win, what you have to do is show the amount of damages you actually suffered that you're entitled to recover, because the court can't recover a pretend amount of damages. This isn't complicated, but everybody's like, oh, it's defamation per se. First of all, not all of it was per se defamation. Second of all, I don't think any of it was. I think all of it's protected opinion. And third of all, even if it is defamation per se, that doesn't mean you lose. It just means you win the one element, which is damages. But you still have to prove damages at trial to recover. Why I keep responding to this ask? He keeps paying me. Nick Loves Free Peach says, Nick, Montagraph can say anything. Yes, I've never stopped Montagraph from saying anything, you weird retard. You claim he fucked a watermelon. I'm sorry, it was a honeydew. But it's close enough because I thought in my mind it was a watermelon. But he likes the little harder things rather than big cavernous things that black people like. You still said he molested children. Kind of seems like he did. I don't know. As a lawyer, you should know that is defamation per se. As a retard, you should know that defamation per se, again, just fulfills one element of defamation. It doesn't make it defamatory. Ellie Fan says, Nick Love Free Speech sucks balls. Well, probably underage balls, right? Because it's Montagraph. Nick Loves Free Peach. Nick, you want people to hate Montagraph because he is weird. I don't want people to hate Montagraph. What the fuck are you talking about? Montagraph is a silly, lovable monster. The problem is probably likes sucking little or whatever, like I said. And he also is a menace. And I don't want people to hate him. He just does shit that people don't like. He does shit that some people have alleged have caused others to commit suicide. I don't want to hate Montagraph. I don't care what people think about. I don't want people to think about Montagraph at all. I want them to not ever pay attention to him on my channel. Because he is weird. You still said he is a child molester. We've covered this a million times. You know that is defamation per se. First of all, again, defamation per se does not actually equate to defamation. It is a category of statement that just presumes damages, you dumb motherfucker. That is why you don't call him a child molester again. But what if I think that Montagraph is probably a child molester? Like, he kind of seems to be a child molester. I stand by all my, I haven't retracted anything. I stand by all my statements. Nick Loves Free Peach. Nick, maybe if you ever did work for your clients, you maybe would understand why you're being sued. False. If I did work for my clients, I would understand less why I'm being sued. Ellie Van says, this current topic sucks ass. Well, underage ass from Montagraph, probably. No, she's not suing me. Montagraph is suing me because Montagraph ran out of masturbation material because he can't trade for more underage pictures.